Victory or death! Give them hell!
Good evening, ladies and gents. Back with another Conquerors Blade video, and this time around we're going to be doing a tier list for blue units. Now this tier list is going to be all about the blue units because we are only going to be able to play blue units for the first week or two. When Season 12 drops, I thought this tier list would be quite good. Bear in mind this is against other blue units and lower tier lists though, so blue units are still going to get absolutely wiped by goldens and by purples. That is not the purpose of this list. This list is just to really give you the a good tier, a good kind of standing, a good kind of knowledge and grounding in terms of what is going to be good to use in the blue only modes. Before we get into the video though, hit that subscribe button if you want to be kept up to date with the latest and greatest of Conquerors Blade. So then, I have gone through and got all the icons for each of the blue units in the game, 27 in total. Took me freaking ages to do, and I am going to obviously put all these into a tier list for you. I am going to be blasting through this pretty quickly because I do not want this video to be going on for that long. So some of the choices all the choices I'm going to explain my reasoning why, but I'm going to be going through them fairly quick. So don't just jump to the end, you need to actually watch the entire video to find out why stuff is getting put in the place that it is. Any comments, any suggestions, any kind of feedback at all, as long as it is constructive, put it down in the comments below and let people know actually if I've got it right, got it wrong, what you think, and the reasons why as well. So we're going to start off with the Black Dragon units, or the Mercenary units. Now, there are 4 blue Black Dragon units. There was 1 green one, and the Martellatory is obviously a grey. So the green and the Martellatory we're not going to bother doing. We're just going to concentrate on the blue ones, and these are the shields, the pikes, the javs, and then the gunners, which are somewhere else in here. I just need to find them. So the Mercenary units are a bit of a rare breed because actually you can buy these with either silver or with sovereigns, and they're good in a sense that actually you can use them to make bronze very easily because their unit kits do not cost any money to actually repair. They come fully leveled as well. You got to put your own doctrines and everything on them, but actually they're pretty good bronze makers. But to be honest, there are some of them that you just do not want to be using at all, and that one is the Sea Stag Death Dealer. Sea Stag Death Dealer is an horrific unit with horrific accuracy. When they actually do eventually land a hit out of the 20 of them or so, it is very rare that they actually do hit. The accuracy is very, very low. They are just a pointless unit using. I just would not suggest taking them whatsoever. Moving on to the shield unit. The shield unit I'll be putting into a C because they are a little bit better than the Sea Stag Death Dealers. However, not very good in comparison to other shield units whatsoever. Although, as a blue unit, because this is only the only real kind of heavy shield user, that's also the reason why they're going to be getting a C grade, is because actually they're fairly decent in terms of fighting against other blue units, but I would not suggest actually putting any money into buying these. Now, moving on to the javs. The javs I'm going to put into the B, and the pikes I'm going to put into B as well. Both of these units are very, very good. The pikes especially are always part of my warband. They are a very, very good unit. They have a charge ability, they do a shitload of damage, they are ridiculously good for a blue unit. Javs, again, very, very good. If you drop money on either of these, you will be fairly happy with what you have just purchased. They both, obviously, because they are mercenaries, all of these units bring a 10% buff to all of your rewards after battle as well. Plus, they don't cost anything to actually repair or anything. So really, really good units, but do not, for the love of God, get the Sea Stag Death Dealers, or I would avoid the shields as well, personally. Now, moving on to the Alchemist. The Alchemist came in this season. They are a supportive unit. Because of that, they do not have a lot of offense actions, and they are very squishy. They often get caught out, and to be honest, I don't think they're a huge benefit to the team. Now, they're not as bad as to put them into a D grade, but C grade I think is definitely where they need to be. There are going to be certain circumstances they are very, very good. Those circumstances, though, are very, very rare. so I just would not bother bringing these into a battle. Pretty much the same as the bagpipers as well, although I feel that the bagpipers are actually kind of a little bit better than the alchemists. I would actually put these kind of there, so between B and C, but I can't on this, so they're going to have to sit in C. Again, their buffs of both offense and defense are very, very good when used properly and when used at a right time. Again, very, very squishy. No offense whatsoever. Don't even bring a sword into battle with them, so they cannot defend themselves, get taken out very, very easily. And unless you're in one of those very rare circumstances, they're not actually going to be benefiting you whatsoever. So I would drop these and bring something else in which is going to be of more benefit for you. Now, the bomb boys, or the ball boys as often referred, I'm torn between S and A with these guys. These guys are very, very good. Their damage output is pretty solid. They're really good. However, I think I'm going to put them into the A grade just because of the fact that you only get 3 throws with them, which it isn't a lot. The cooldown in between throws is pretty high as well, to be honest. I think it's about 20 seconds or so. They do put out a lot of damage though, and they do stop kind of charges. They are very, very good. You're not going to regret bringing these into battle, but I think just due to their kind of ammo count and their squishiness, their tendency to actually get caught out in battle, because these are often pretty frontline because their range isn't that great, they do often get picked off pretty quickly. But definitely an A grade because of the damage output and the usefulness of these. People are starting to learn just how useful these are, both in territory war and in tournaments. You will see them a lot because they are very, very good at that big kind of just splash damage. Very, very useful. Moving on to the Conquerors. Conquerors were a season, I think it was season 3 unit. I may be wrong there. So obviously, I'm pretty sure it was season 3 unit. I'm going to stick them into the A grade. They are a solid melee unit. They are a solid shield and sword and shield unit. They have a shield bash skill as well. Very, very useful. Against other blue units, these guys pretty much tear them up. They are really, really good. I have previously done a video on these and the Prefetch Guards. I'm not going to ruin actually who came out on top, but it was pretty close anyway. Conquerors, always happy to take these into battle, especially against other blue units. Very, very good, very, very useful in pretty much all circumstances. Now, moving on to, I think these are the Mercenary Archers. Again, because they're a blue unit and they're a musket user, their accuracy is pretty poor, but it is better than the C Stag Death Dealers, which is why they're going to go into that C category. Not a lot to say for these guys. If you can get them into that kind of mid-level range, they can put out a fair bit of damage because they are the first kind of era musket users. Accuracy though isn't very good. They do get very caught out as well because they have to be in that mid range. They have to be closer than archers to actually land those shots. I wouldn't suggest bringing them into battle with you, but if you've got literally nothing else to bring with you, then they are going to give you a little bit of extra damage as you're going through that match. Now, the halberds. Halberds are a very, very good unit if you learn how to use these properly. There are better units, I'm just going to put it out there. However, there are worse units as well. I'm fairly happy when I do bring these into battle with me. They do the job, which is why I'm going to stick them into the B tier. I wouldn't choose to bring these in with me. I would rather use the leadership for something else, but if I am stuck, if I've got nothing else to bring with me, I will choose these guys over, say, a green unit, because they do pump out a fair bit of damage pretty damn quick. Moving on to the Incendiary Archers. So Archers, as kind of standard, are very, very squishy. The Incendiary Archers use a lot of fire attacks, which are good against a lot of units. However, weather such as snow, rain and everything diminishes that effect. I believe their ammo, I haven't played them for a while, but I believe their ammo is fairly decent, and they actually do kind of stay in that battle for quite a while. So I am actually going to put these, I would like to put these in the BC grade, kind of in the middle here. I feel they're I feel they're probably going to sit in the B tier though, because they're just off the fact that they've got that kind of burning effect, and it does mess people up and people don't realise. But there are better archer units to bring in, which is what I'm going to go into in a minute. Now, I believe these are the Iron Cap Spearmen. These are the big heavy shield users, big spear, take a lot of damage, especially with the recent block kind of changes and everything. Very, very good against other blue units. Not a lot of stuff can actually shield break these. Really, really solid unit to bring in. So if you are looking for a very good defensive unit, then yeah, I would be bringing these in. I'll be sticking those in the A tier because I know some of you out there like to play more defensively than I do, and they are very, very good kind of damage soaker roppers. They can take a lot of damage. Their block is really good. They do put out a little bit of damage as well when stuff goes charging into them, but it's more about the block and everything. Very, very good just because of the fact that they are using those big heavy shields. Moving on to the Jannies. The Jannies have recently just had a buff, and again not quite good enough I think to put into the S tier. However, A tier, definitely. If you can get these guys set up somewhere, they will pump out a lot of damage very, very quickly. They are probably the best blue musket users, I think, by a long shot. So if you have the choice to take any of the musket units out of the blue unit, or blue units, take the Jannies. They are always going to be better for you than any of the other musket units in the blue units. Moving on to the Bow Riders. The Bow Riders, I'm sorry lads, but you're going straight into D. I tried to make these work for a video literally a few weeks ago. They are horrendous. They do not work properly. Their damage output is very, very low, and they get caught out so easily and killed so easily. They are totally pointless to play. Unfortunate really, because I really love a proper bow unit like that, but the AI for them is just not there at the minute. Terrible in sieges as well. Like, they're really bad in fields. They're going to be even worse in sieges. Definitely do not bother bringing these guys in. The monks. These are the season 8, I think they were, season 8 monks. A lot of blunt damage, very, very quick blunt damage as well. Kind of lower numbers, but a lot of it, so it's kind of adding up very, very quickly. I am going to put these into the B tier though, because there are a lot of things that are better than these guys. However, again, the B tier is kind of, if you've got nothing else, these guys are still going to help you out quite a lot. Kind of tier, so I would definitely be bringing those in rather than say all these lower ones here. These guys can do a lot of blunt damage very, very quickly, especially critting people in the butt, because people don't expect it. People do not have a lot of blunt defense, so this is why they work so well. Should you bother with unlocking them? I would say there's other stuff to unlock first, but if you're really stuck for ideas of what to unlock, then yeah, go ahead, unlock the blue monks. Now the Namkhans, as you can probably tell with the amount of purple doctrines I've put in them, these guys are going straight into S tier. These guys are amazing. They are so good. Their bleed damage is insane. They take out heroes as quickly as they do units. Again, because they are an archer unit, quite squishy, don't want them to be very close, but if you can get these guys into a position where actually stuff can't hit them, like trebuchets and stuff, they will pump out damage for a long time, and a lot of it, and even after you've stopped firing their arrows, that damage will still be ticking, and it does a lot of damage very quickly, both to units and to heroes. I cannot recommend the Namkhan Archers enough. They are a definite S tier unit you want to be bringing into every single game. Even after the seal lifts and we can bring in purple and gold units, chuck these in your warband. They are going to be serving you dividends. Staying on the S tier, I'm going to stick the Outriders in there. Now, when the Outriders first came in, didn't like them that much, to be fair. I'm going to hold my hands up and say I did not like them very much at all. I believe they're a season 6 unit. I mean, it was a season 9. I can't remember. It was one of those kind of filler season ones. Now, really didn't like these guys when they first came in. I have, however, spent the time to actually learn them, play them properly. They are a very good unit. Really powerful unit as well against higher tier stuff. Against blue units, they are going to dominate. So if you have these, you want to definitely be chucking these in your warband when Season 12 drops. Going down to the Prefetch Archers, I'm going to stick them into kind of that C tier because even though they're alright, they're okay, they used to be one of my main kind of units and they were good back in the day, and I can still see them being pretty decent against kind of blue tier units. I just feel personally that Incendiary Archers with their burn damage is going to be a little bit more beneficial than the Prefectures, which don't have any kind of extra abilities like that. They just kind of have that basic damage. If you've got nothing else, if you've just unlocked these on the war tree, then actually they are going to help you out a fair bit, so don't worry too much. But if you've got the Incendiary Archers, always bring those over the Prefecture Archers. Prefetcher Pikes. I think that's Prefetcher Pikes. These are a very good unit. These are comparable to the Black Dragon Pikes, which is why they're going to sit in the same tier. These two units are pretty much exactly the same. These guys, obviously you don't have to pay for unit kits and give you the 10% mercenary buff, but to be honest, their skills, the damage output and everything like that is pretty much exactly this unit. So if you have either of these units, I would chuck one of them into your warband because they are a very good kind of burst damage and very, very useful for when a siege tower lands, to actually get them lined up just before that siege tower lands and then get them charging straight down it as soon as it lands. The amount of heroes I have caught out and killed multiple in one charge is insane with these guys. People just do not expect it whatsoever. Cannot recommend these two enough. There is better stuff than them because they are quite situational, but still very, very good additions to your warband. So the Prefetch Guards. The Prefetch Guards are very, very good. I would say these are easily A tier. I would actually be kind of S/A tier here for these, but again, can't. So they're going to have to sit in A tier. Really, really good unit, and comparable to the Conquerors. If you want to find out actually which one is better, go back and watch my video on that. But really, really good kind of shield, sword and shield unit. Going to be a very good damage dealing unit to put into your warband, and you are not going to regret having them in there whatsoever. The Rattan Marksmen. Rattan Marksmen are going to sit in probably a C, to be honest. Again, try to make these units work. Just do not seem to have the damage outputs. They just do not seem to have the potential to actually kill a lot of stuff very quickly. Do put out a lot of damage, but it's again very small. Doesn't really seem to have that killing power though whatsoever. Even with purple doctrines on, really struggle to kill anything with these guys. Squishy as fuck. Got to be up close because they're using crossbows. I think personally that they are they're not going to be of much use in your warband, unfortunately. Rattan, I believe these are the Rattan Marksmen, and these have Rattan Vipers or something I think they're called. Not very good at all. Would not recommend these. Do not bring these in unless you have to kind of units. Just not very good whatsoever. Nothing else really to say there. Salamakid Cavalry. Now, bear in mind this list is blue versus blue. I'm going to stick these in the B tier just because there's no other cavalry really in this kind of thing other than the Outriders. Don't bother with these. Outriders are very good ranged fighters, but there's no kind of cavalry with a charge, which is the reason why I'm going to stick these in a B. Decent damage, decent output, quite squishy because they are a blue unit, but still pretty damn decent. Would be bringing these in over some of the other lower stuff. Lion Sharks. Lion Sharks, again, I'm probably going to put these in. I'm stuck here. I'm probably going to put them in an S, just because I think I'd rather bring these in rather than any of these kind of lower ones. Maybe Prefetch Guards I'd swap out depending on what I'm fighting, what I'm facing, what I'm predicting. But the Lion Sharks, very good unit, very powerful blue unit. Definitely be having these in your warband if you've got them unlocked. These are the Men-at-Arms, I think. These Men-at-Arms are squires, I can't really remember. Either way, they're going down here. They're okay. Damage output's alright. Kind of really speeding this up now because we're already at 20 minutes. Really okay unit. Nothing much to say, to be honest. Wouldn't bother really bringing these in. These guys, literally, I think these are the Iron Cap Bowmen. I can't even remember what the fuck these are called, but they're going straight down into D tier. I have tried every single ranged unit. Do not even remember playing these guys, so that's how much impact they have had. Would not bother bringing these in compared to, say, the Incendiaries or definitely the Navcats. So I'd definitely be bringing one of those in rather than that one. Do not bother with them. Last but not least, Sons of Ephemera. Sons of Ephemera are one of those Marmite kind of units. You either love them or you hate them. They are very useful against heroes. Against units, however, they're a little bit meh. So for that reason, I'm going to stick them to the B tier. Useful in certain circumstances. Very good at sprinting past and jumping over units to then target the heroes and hit them in the arse. Other than that, though, their damage output is mediocre at best. They get kind of swamped quite easily by units, and their armor is pretty non-existent, so they're going to get battered pretty quickly. So I'm going to leave that video here. This is my tier list for all of the blue units in the game. Anything S, A, and pretty much B tier. If you've got any of those, chuck them in your warband. Only rely on the stuff in C and D. Last resort, you've got literally fuck all left. Take something out of the S and A and the B tier first before you start branching off down into the lower tiers, because trust me, even blue versus blue, C and D tiers are not going to do much for you, to be honest, in these battles that are going to be coming up for all of us. Like I said though, let me know your thoughts down below. Do you agree with this tier list? Do you not agree with it? Let me know your reasons why. Please don't just say yes, don't just say no. Let me actually know your reasons why. Alright, thank you very much for watching those though, folks. I hope this does help you out to actually be prepared for what is coming to us in Season 12 in the next couple of weeks. As always, thank you very much for watching. Hit that like button, sub button, all that lovely fan-dooby-tastic stuff. Share this video around, and I hope to catch you out on the battlefield.